Welcome back to the Curvaceous Bounty of Sin City on VegasAllNetRadio.com, where we fully support Sonic and their 375,000 versions of sweet, sweet goodness.
Yeah.
Now, if only we could get Sonic to pay us, that would be awesome.
Write that check, Sonic.
Right? We support you, Sonic.
No cups. Who has in charge of amenities around here?
There should be cups in the cabinets over the sink.
I love. There's real cups,
Yes.
like people's.
No.
Yeah, there's no more of those paper ones that fit the coffee lids.
Oh. Well, crap.
He said, I'll take that motherfucker.
Anyway, I'm going to lick whipped cream off my finger on camera.
Giggity. There you go. There you go. Yes.
Oh. I'm talking. Are we back on?
Yeah, we're back on. We're doing feeder videos right now. We should do that. We should make a feeder segment of the show every week.
I feel we should.
You know what? I would be down with that.
Do you like that? Do you like watching girls eat?
I don't know about watching them eat, but the idea of gaining intentionally sounds like a pretty dope idea to me. I've never been in that situation before, but it's something I'm open to.
Wow.
Yeah.
A little bit of kink in you, huh?
Just a little bit.
Mhm.
So can we share an ad with you? This is my favorite thing ever. We speaking of feeder.
Which ad is this?
Craigslist.
Oh, our Craigslist ad.
We.
You know, our listeners are getting tired of this. We do this every week.
I'm so sorry, listeners, but this is like my favorite thing ever. We had posted an ad. Do you just want me to have him just read it then, so everyone doesn't have to hear it again?
Yeah, we can have him read it. He can read it. Well, whatever. So, we where was I?
Okay.
We went out to eat all-you-can-eat crab legs. The Tuscany every Friday has all-you-can-eat crab legs down at Maryland's. We also support Tuscany and Maryland's for their all-you-can-eat crab legs on Friday nights.
Except
it's a damn
for me,
good
because
deal.
I'm allergic to crab legs.
Are you really?
Yes.
Is it all shellfish or just crab?
All of it.
All of it. That sucks.
I'm okay with that though, because I probably wouldn't eat it if I wasn't allergic to it, because it doesn't smell.
Oh, see, I love crabs, and I love the way and I just rub them all over me. It's just yummy. So we went out to eat for all-you-can-eat crab legs, and she's not very good at cracking crabs, although she was doing excellent that night. Just please don't spill it.
You'll get.
Thanks. So, and I like to crack crabs, but I can't crack them fast enough for me to eat them. And the girl we were with just doesn't like crabs altogether.
Right.
So
I think she's allergic too.
I think, yeah.
Because I kept saying, I hope our shells, because I used to not touch them forever. And so when we would go for crab legs, Mr. Toxie would have to eat his, then crack some for me. And the problem is I'd only get 1 or 2 pieces here and there. So I have a friend who took pity on me, and she would sneak me pieces like I was a little puppy, which I appreciate her
It's on
for.
the bottom of
Like
the
I
seat.
was a little puppy, sending me a few pieces of crab. So finally she's like, girl, I'm going to teach you how to crack a crab. And so she did, but I have issues eating messy. I do not like to be a messy eater. I naturally am. So when it's something I eat that's messy, I get very anxious. I have a hard time with it.
So like you don't fuck with spaghetti like that.
I don't even want to eat spaghetti in front of people because I will spill it. I mean, I don't wear white shirts because I spill everything.
Yeah.
So we're there, and I didn't even care. I was like gnawing on the leg, like, well, not really. I was cracking it like she showed me and throwing the ones I couldn't get. And I was building them up and putting them in my pool of butter, making little swimming pools of crab.
We had a hot butter hot tub for our little crab
little butter
legs.
hot tub. It was so awesome. But we
Giggity for the
realized
butter.
afterward that we need somebody to help us do it faster. So we placed an ad on Craigslist,
Really?
which is looking for a man to crack crab legs. And the response was not as maybe hoped. We had a few who legitimately were open to it.
He said, "Oh, I'll crack your crab, all right."
Exactly. But then they progressively, like, people kept reporting it, and then they progressively got worse. Then we started getting responses like, we kind of placed it as a joke. If you read the ad, it is kind of a joke. But and you can read it. I won't bore them again. I have read it like 12 times on air.
Yeah, and
because I think I'm
we got
hilarious.
some people responses who got that it was a joke. They
Right.
replied
Like
in
that's so
kind.
funny. This is the
Like
best thing I've read on here.
like if I was reading this, like I would have laughed before I even got to the body of it, just because who places an ad like that?
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly. So some people got it, but then eventually I started getting the mean ones, and then I couldn't handle it anymore. But they were
yeah,
like
and
you
it's more
fat
than
ass.
yeah, it's more than just
Right.
like if you disagree with what's happening in this ad, all you have to do is click next. You don't
Right.
have to click reply and then spend a
Say
vast amount of
like
time. I mean, they were
go jump
very
off a
wordy,
bridge.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when people fear what they don't understand, they're gonna do some very foolish things.
Mm.
Right.
And case in point, just from looking at this ad, they must not be a part of the PSC. So,
PSC.
plus size community.
Hmm.
But even if you're not, you still don't read it. To me, I don't read it and go, this is completely serious, and that fat fuck should jump off a bridge. And now I'm going to take the time to tell them, die.
Well, you know what? That actually happened recently with the guy from Man versus Food.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
it
heard about
did.
that.
Yeah,
Oh, we
he
should
told
talk about
yeah,
that too.
he
Adam
told the chick,
Richmond.
yeah.
I'm
And
gonna
I
pull it
used to
up.
be a huge fan of the show.
hmm
Like that was one of my favorite shows
For
until
those
then.
for
Yeah.
those who aren't aware, just a little bit of background. He has a show, Man versus Food, and he used to be a bigger gentleman. He lost like 80
A
pounds,
shit ton of
a
weight. Yeah.
lot of weight, and he posted a picture on Instagram and used the hashtag Thinspiration. And if you don't know, Thinspiration is a hashtag associated with eating disorders. It comes up if you type it in on Instagram, it will give you a
Yeah.
warning that this is associated with an unhealthy,
Right.
lifestyle. Do you want to continue?
But he may not have
Um,
known what it meant.
he
Well, I
didn't,
mean,
but here's what happened
his
though.
response is what
It's
made it blow
right.
so out of
So
proportion.
when people realized what he was doing, they tried to educate him
Right.
nicely at first. I mean, I
Right.
read a lot of these
It got bad.
where nicely at first they were saying, "Hey, you may not know this, but inspiration is specifically associated with a specific community of self-harm." And so he's like, his first one was, "Do I look like I give a fuck?"
Dilligaff.
Yeah, Dilligaff. And then it progressively got worse to where he told somebody
To kill themselves.
to get in a bathtub,
Yeah.
draw the water,
Right. It
take a
says,
razor blade.
grab a razor blade and draw a bath. I doubt anyone will miss you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of rough there.
And so
Mr.
again, this
Richmond.
goes back to something we spoke about once before with the freedom of speech versus freedom from consequences. That man is free to say whatever he wants.
But he didn't. I mean, he suffered though. He lost a
He
TV
did.
show.
He lost a TV show.
Yeah,
He
He
is
well,
lost
not.
the TV show because
Here's
of that. Yeah.
here's the thing. Freedom of speech lets you say whatever the fuck you want. Literally, you can stand on the corner and go, "I eat babies." If it's true or not, you have the right to stand on the
Right.
corner and say that. That, however, also gives us the right to decide that we don't want to listen to that. And
I believe
Well,
it.
I mean, if in his particular situation, if he didn't want to listen to it, he should have been professional about it, even though it's his personal.
Right.
He should have been man enough to be like, you know what, I appreciate your words, but this is how I feel about the situation.
What-
Instead of being a complete ass about it.
Oh, and he was. He was
Yeah.
a total jack about
Right.
and
that.
here's the thing. Once you are a celebrity, the minute you make the decision to become a popular public figure, you literally just have to understand that you're going to lose all right to have a personal anything. Because
Right.
anything and everything that comes out of your mouth is going to make it into the public's ear,
Yeah.
eye, nose, and throat. Like, we are all going to hear it, see it, talk about it, and
Right,
You-
but
you can't yeah.
telling somebody to kill themselves is pretty much showing how much of a douche he really is.
yes, it is.
Right. So, I mean, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that the whole freedom of speech basically is intended not even necessarily to let you say whatever the fuck you want, but to allow you to stand on that street corner and say, "I eat babies," and not get arrested
Right.
by the police for saying, "I eat babies."
Right.
I don't
doesn't mean
really
there
eat
won't be
babies. I'm just saying.
consequences.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't
but
mean
it
there won't be
was
consequences. I have a very one of my favorite cartoons, but I don't post it for fear of reprisal from because I'm a popular public figure. So I don't post shit that might get me into trouble usually. I
I
don't even
do.
know
I
if I can
post it
find
every
it anymore.
Friday for Funny Fridays
Yeah.
on my Facebook page.
But it depicts a guy running around being a douche, talking douchey things, saying douchey things, and it talks about how the freedom of speech gives you the right to be a douche, but it also gives you the right to. It does not protect you from being ostracized because you're a douche.
Right.
So, you can run around going, freedom of speech, I can say whatever I want. Yes, but that also means that I no longer get to carry your I bet you they're pulling all of that you will never see another Man versus Food episode
I
on
think he
Rerun
stopped that anyway.
or any no, well he had
He
started
had new
Man
shows.
versus Food
He
Nation.
literally had a new show that was supposed to start on July 2nd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
and
they
they
came
pulled the
out
plug
and
on it.
they
Yeah,
pulled
because he
it.
acted like that,
Right.
Mhm.
And yeah, we do have freedom of speech, but there goes along the freedom of consequence. Like you talk a whole bunch of shit, you can get your ass whooped.
Right.
Yeah.
Period.
Right.
Now you got a whole community of people mad at your ass because you told one person to kill himself.
Assholes.
I'm
But
like,
some
But
I
we
don't
point,
get
support
it.
your right to be a douche publicly. I am okay with it. That just
you
means
can be a douche, but
Be a
we can
douche in
say
your
then
house.
in that case we can say that you're a douche.
we can then say, you, sir, are a fucking dick, and I am not going to listen to your shit anymore, and then go on to lolcats and look at kitties trying not to fall off of roofs. Like, that's what I'm down
I
with.
have to tell you really quick, just because
I
you
must
mentioned
have missed that
kitties.
one because that went.
Of all the accounts I follow on Twitter, like there's one called like kitty porn
It's so cute.
or cat porn or something, and all it is literally the cutest little kitties doing the cutest little things. Like I get so excited to look up cat porn.
Okay, that's not at all what I thought.
It's
Cat
not
porn
what I
is.
thought it was either, but I'm going to show you so you can enjoy as well.
I am on Twitter.
I follow Lil Bub and Grumpy Cat. I love those two cats. I love Lil Bub and his tongue. So cute.
I am not
Here we
familiar with
go.
that. Like, I post stuff on Twitter just because.
God, the last thing I posted on Twitter was I promised to post more on Twitter, and that was like 6 months ago.
How can you? So much good
She just gained like 12 octaves. You singing for the soprano from the Mets now?
She got Mariah Carey's ass whooped right now. That's what that is.
Yeah, if you're on Twitter, follow Cat Porn X. I mean, a little munchkin kitten, a little kitten on a dog, a little kitten sleeping with its little kitten tongue out. I mean, how does anyone get anything accomplished? A little kitty, look at his little kitty
He's
paws.
like, yeah.
And sometimes cat porn tweets other porn sites like purse porn and shoe porn. And so then it becomes really exciting. Like when I'm scrolling through and a nice coach comes up there and I'm like, I need a moment.
So
Mr. Toxie, can you leave the room? I need a moment.
It's nothing.
I'm looking at purse porn.
It's nothing that a guy would actually look at.
No, nothing. Nothing along
puppet
there.
porn? I love puppet porn. That is some funny
You
shit right
really
there.
have seen puppet porn?
They have puppet porn out there. Yeah.
I know we watched it one night with some friends.
It's funny shit. I love funny porn. I love it when they spoof a good porn, or well, I guess I don't know what good porn is, but all porn is. Are you laughing about my good porn? But I love it when they spoof porn. I like it when they spoof a mainstream movie. So
Yeah.
my absolute favorite is a Ron Jeremy flick called The Sperminator. I shit you not, they took this movie and word for fucking word, except they changed the keywords from terminate to sperminate, and it was
That is
just
hilarious.
It is hilarious. The best is the dirty futuristic orgy sex scene where there's like 70s Bush vaginas rolling around with a bunch of 70s Bush penises, and everybody's just banging each other. And,
Shaft-rows.
yeah, a bunch of shaft rows. And Ron Jeremy, who I love, I would never have sex with him because he's probably got every disease known to man hidden somewhere on his body. But I love Ron Jeremy.
He did a remake of Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball
Did he really?
and
Oh,
redid
shit, I gotta
the
look at
video
this.
and everything. I was like, ew.
That is awesome. I gotta look it up. I love Ron Jeremy. I love that Ron Jeremy is unapologetically Ron Jeremy. He's just like, I'm a dirty, stinky, sexy porn man who is uglier than you, and yet I will get more vagina than
Right.
every dude in the room combined, because I'm Ron fucking Jeremy, bitches.
Right.
We had a guest on when we had
Was it Phil Varone?
Phil Varone, and he said that Phil Varone does a series. He does a swinger series, and he just won an AVN this year.
Yay.
And so he was on, and he explained to us that Ron Jeremy gave his penis the stamp of approval, where he's, when he had met him, he said, "All right, show me the schlong." And so he, brought a fluffer over, did it, and then Ron Jeremy's like, "All right, that's good. You got some good stuff." And so we said you could basically brand that on the bottom of like your ball sack or something.
Yeah.
Like approved by Ron Jeremy.
The seal of Ron Jeremy approval.
You put a brand anywhere near some balls.
Oh.
Look, that made my balls hurt.
What would that smell like? Would it smell like
burnt
bacon?
balls.
Wait, because
I've had Rocky Mountain oysters. They're not that bad.
And this just took a whole turn for the worse.
right.
I think it's time to go now. Once we talk about eating balls and not in a good way.
That is not something that because you can just graze nuts and be in pain for like 15 minutes, but it just don't set in until after the first 10 seconds. So
like guys in soccer. Is that what it is? Does it apply to the rest of their body too?
I don't know. I don't watch soccer. FIFA.
I'm so sad Netherlands didn't win. But so speaking of balls, do you like to be teabagged? Are you fond of ball play, or
we're really good at getting into this?
Or do you like to do the teabagging? I guess I should say, being the bagger rather than the baggy.
I can't say that I do.
Do you like, roll them around?
Every once in a while. I'm a little ticklish right there, though. That's what.
Tickle.
I'll start moving and accidentally knee somebody in the face. Wow.
Oh.
Don't you think this is MMA or some shit?
Sex. It's so much fun.
Yes.
So are you single right now? Are you dating in an open relationship?
I am dating. Nothing official as of yet, but
Just a casual thing.
yeah.
She here or is she back in?
She's in Ohio.
She's in Ohio. Do you look forward to maybe exploring something deeper with her, or is it just
I do.
casual?
I do. I do. I'm waiting for things to happen. We're waiting for the right moment.
Mm. You looked like you wanted to say something, Toxie.
Well, you know how we're on a bit of a delay.
Yes.
So I didn't want to interrupt your moment.
No,
But I read something that was hilarious, but it was based on something we were already discussing. So I realized I was interrupting you, and I apologize.
Oh, no, you're fine.
But Callie Guy said it would smell like smoked sausage. Okay, that's all.
No Polish
so this
kielbasa.
lady now. So your lady friend.
Yeah.
Back to you. And your balls if you want. I don't know which topic you want to jump back on, but
Well, that's good. That's good. I think I like people in relationships. They're much calmer. Unless they're like those crazy people who like do you like drama? Do you seek drama? Do you require at least a once a month argument for your relationship to be spicy enough?
Not at all.
For you?
Mm-mm.
No.
I'm very relaxed, and I hate to be high strung at any point in time during a relationship. And I don't like a high strung woman. and a lot of people, when I say that, a lot of people look at me and say, "Okay, well, good luck to you, bruh," because there's not very many not high strung women. So, but I'm like, there's some out there that's just like really chill, and that to me, I'm able to get along with that,
That's good. So I'm gonna just board is long and my arms are short. So what do you look for in a girl when you're first, like, sniffing out whether or not you want to go beyond a drink and a dash with her?
I don't know. It really depends on the vibe,
Hmm.
to be honest with you.
What
If
attracted you to your girl you got now?
Well, her and I have been friends for years, so I mean, like we know each other, and I'd always had, some type of feeling, some type of way.
But you got friend zoned?
Yes, and we actually joke about that now. We actually joke about that now. So, but me, like from from looking at the physical attributes, I'm an ass man. And I like titties too, don't get me wrong, I like them both equally, but if I had a preference for which one I would go for first, it would definitely be the ass. Um and that was probably one of the first things I noticed about her. To be honest, to be 100% honest
Just
with you.
one of those asses.
Yeah.
Has she got the drink shelf? Set it down, watch it walk away?
Yeah, you can put a glass of milk and some cookies on it.
You can get ready for Santa on her
Right.
ass.
Chocolate chips and a glass of frosty milk.
Right.
Come here, baby. Oh, that's awesome. I love that visual in my head because now we have a friend who has an ass like that, and I want to see that on her ass.
You got some milk and cookies? I'm coming over.
I should suggest that for a photo shoot for her.
It
Milk and
is my
cookies.
duty to please that booty. You
Right.
should. You should. That was said by us. Sea Cruise there, in chat. But I can text her and tell her that you are suggesting a milk and cookie ass shelf.
Right.
Yeah.
Then you can have like a fake like Santa. Well, she doesn't.
Yeah, it could totally be a Christmas shoot.
I would love to see that too.
Little
So
Santa in the
when,
background.
when
All
y'all
right,
make
I'm gonna
that
let her
happen, let
know.
me know. I'll FaceTime with somebody on that trip.
Yeah, see? Mr. Toxie's already volunteering. Mr. Toxie's in studio with us tonight. He's hanging out. Say hi, Mr. Toxie. Hi, everyone. He's kind of unofficially taken over Silent Mike's corner. You're going to have some beefcakey help for lifting equipment this time. It won't just be you. Cali guy will be in town to help. Plus, I won't have to load the car by myself this time.
Right? That'll be awesome.
He's been gone for 3 months, so everything we've done has been me loading and unloading the car when I get home, and I have Mr. Toxie to help at the venue. But whew, it is going to be nice to have some help. I'm just saying that shit is fucking heavy. So anyway, balls. Let's do some catch-ups. We haven't been around for like 2 weeks. Tell us about... No. Before we get into catch-ups, do you have a really bad, like, something you probably wouldn't even admit to kind of dating story? Like, something was the most terrible, worst date ever.
The worst date ever would probably be I went out on a date with this girl, and she started spilling way too much information. Like, and it was our first date.
Like blood type,
Well,
social security numbers.
We were talking like STDs and all that
Woo!
kind of stuff, and I didn't really like. It was the first date. I really hadn't planned on sleeping with her because I met her from Plenty of Fish. Enough said.
Yeah, that's
Isn't that a
stories.
prerequisite? Like, isn't it one of the first few questions?
Have you ever had gonorrhea? No.
You know what I like.
Try farmersonly.com.
The information was volunteered to me. Like if I
Like
know
she was
you
currently suffering from or had them in the past.
currently.
Well, maybe she was just trying to, give you a heads up so that if...
Well, I get that. I do, but there was still an emotional attachment to it. And I say that because she was still around the person that gave it to her.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, baby, you need to get your shit together.
He gave me the clap, but I love him.
First, go get some penicillin.
Right. I gave her
Then
the
get your
church
shit together.
I gave her the church finger real quick. Like,
Oh, you gotta start carrying penicillin around now for
Right.
your dates.
Like on that note, I think that was probably the most bizarre.
You need Jesus and a prescription, my dear.
Right. Like I keep my Bible in the car for that reason only. Um, but I don't really have bad dates. If
Is that a humble brag?
Well, no, it's not a
Like,
it's not a brag at all.
ladies, there are no bad dates here.
No, well, I mean, if there's a connection, then it'll move from there. You know, if not, then it is what it is.
Right.
I'm a realist, so if there's nothing there, there's nothing there. You know, if there's something, then we can talk about it. We can work on it. We can do whatever we want. You know, but
Have you been
it is what
married?
it is. Yes. I got married at the very young age of 21 and was divorced by the age of 23.
That sounds like my story.
Yep, and that was 9 years ago. So,
Wow. And no kids?
no kids, no. I haven't been blessed with them yet, and I'm still
You
waiting
want?
for that one. Yeah.
One of our listeners said worst date ever is my wedding date.
Aw. Mr. Toxie, get off the chat room.
You know, I actually used to have my wedding date tattooed on my shoulder, and shortly after our divorce was finalized, I got it covered up.
Did you change it to the divorce date?
No,
Yeah, just
no,
scratched
no.
it out and put a divorce date under it.
No, I actually got it covered up with an eagle.
I would have turned it into a tombstone and make it look like, birthday
It
and
used
death
to be
date.
like right here,
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
but now it has Isaiah 40:31, the scripture, the eagle.
Nice.
Awesome.
We like tattoos.
I have 13,
Wow.
And they're all from
all from the waist
They're
up.
up.
Yeah.
No pecker tattoos?
No.
No.
Would you?
No. I can't imagine needles going anywhere near that. Like don't get too happy and cut an artery or something. I need my dick. Period. I got business to take care of. I need that.
Another listener said worst date having to sneak into a 24-year-old girl's window and staying quiet, not to wake her parents upstairs.
Wow.
So. And as far as your penis, it's like branding the sausage thing.
No.
You don't need a branded sausage, right?
Right,
It's all good.
my sausage brands itself.
Leaves a mushroom stamp everywhere it goes.
I don't know about mushrooms. We growing no fungi or nothing like that. But people know about the dick. So.
So what is your ultimate goal for the bash this week? What do you want to do?
I just want to have fun. Outside of the radio interview and music video, I'm on vacation. So I'm
A
just
lot of little paper umbrellas. That's what you're looking forward to?
wherever I can get a drink that ain't spiked. I'm happy. I just want to have fun. That's all I want to do.
Can we have a dance off?
Sure.
Can we dance off to my song Milkshake?
Can you beat her milkshake? Because her milkshake brings all the boys and girls to the yard.
Right.
As long as it's not at the Tuscany tonight. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Yes, we can do the dance off. Yes.
That's awesome.
We can do the
You
dance
should get
off.
you should
It's a
get
challenge.
you should get Glitz involved in the dance off too. You know her.
Yeah,
Right.
she probably will get involved in it at some point. She asked me to do the Thriller dance again this year.
Are you going to?
I was thinking about it. I may do it again.
She's really hardcore recruiting for that thing. Like,
Right.
Yeah, I mean, well, last year it was kind of like a last minute thing. Like I had no clue even what to do. I was very familiar with the song and with some of the dance moves, but when we actually got up there to do it, I felt like I had two left feet. Like I've been doing the Thriller dance for years, but now I'm just like, wait, do that step again? Let me. But I had fun.
are you looking to write a dancing song? Like Cupid Shuffle or anything like that? Make up your own line dance song.
I don't know. Like I leave that to the people who's good at doing that.
The chubby boy shake.
Right, the truffle shuffle.
Goonies. Have you seen pictures of him, by the way?
Now or then?
No, now he is he is look, Google it. Google Goonies fat kid, whatever his name was.
Google Goonies fat kid.
Goonies.
Really?
Truffle shuffle. There we go. So there he is then. He's like a Jewish lawyer in Hollywood now. Goonies cast. You know they're going to make a Goonies 2, I hear?
That would be phenomenal.
Except that...
Jeff Cohen is his name.
Yeah, there he is. Yep, look at him now.
That's the fat kid from Goonies?
Wow.
Yeah, that's the fat kid from Goonies.
Wow.
He is not doing no truffle shuffle now.
What is that advertisement in the background?
It's a movie or a TV show called The Strain or some shit like that.
Oh my god.
All right, we're just going to hit the back
Get
button.
it off. Can you get it off?
I can get it off. But
I'll help you.
it's
Can
gone.
you
It's
get it
gone.
off
It's
my
gone.
screen?
There's nothing
It's
on
gone.
your screen now.
I got it. It's
There's
gone.
nothing on there now. It's gone.
Just don't hit the forward button. It's gone. I promise you it's gone.
You're not looking forward to the gory vampire Luis de Toro?
Well, I don't watch any of that shit. I'm going to have fucking nightmares now.
Are you really? From one glimpse of a non-animated...
Well, it literally, the advertisement was like a mealworm or some shit crawling out of an eyeball.
God. Oh,
It was bad.
God.
I'm sorry, Toxie. I'll stop.
It's premiering tonight. I'm so excited. It's on my DVR when I get home. I'm going to watch it for you. I'll watch it twice. Once for me and once for you. Care Bears, kittens. Go look at cat porn again.
let me get back to cat porn. Where's
Cat porn. Hurry up, hurry up. Google Lil Bub. He's so cute. Lil Bub. I love the octave change.
God.
She's desperately trying to get that visual out of her head. That's what it is.
There are certain things I can't deal with eye stuff. I can't deal with teeth stuff.
And she can't watch me eat breakfast.
Especially can't deal with bugs and shit and
So
and eyes and if I ever got a tapeworm, that's it. I'd cut off the appendage. If it's like in my leg, gone.
28 days later.
I'm trying to think of a really good movie, like Arachnophobia. Like that's
No.
not your thing.
I couldn't. Yeah,
None
I
of
can't.
the above.
Arachnophobia.
No.
Yeah, I
I
can't.
loved
fuck
that
with
movie,
shit.
especially when all the spiders came crawling out of the coffin with the dead guy that had been shipped from overseas. Yeah, out through his like his cheeks and shit.
I'm not a bug person. They have to die on sight. Like it's like I will stop whatever I'm doing to kill a gnat, and it'll look like I'm doing the Macarena or some shit, clapping around my house trying to get a gnat. That's me. I don't do bugs.
I have an agreement with the bugs. You stay outside and I don't kill you. You come inside and your life is forfeit. That's the agreement
Oh
that we
yeah,
have.
I have to make sure, and I will kill it with anything too. Like I'm spraying air fresheners,
Hairspray and a lighter.
Die, you bastard fly!
See, and
There's
I'm
a
so
spider scene in Harry Potter.
there is a spider scene in the second movie.
I haven't seen them.
Oh really?
No, but my daughter wants to watch them.
They're very,
so-
very good. They're very good.
Minus
whole
the
thing-
spider scene.
Well, the spider, it's a big fake spider. You can totally tell it's not real. And it doesn't eat anyone or anything. It talks to Harry and Ron. That's what it
Okay.
does.
A talking spider.
It's a magic spider living in a magical forest outside of a magical school for witches and wizards. That's not that. No, you're talking about Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Bone, which is a real porno, by the way.
What is it called?
Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Bone.
That is fucking hilarious. That is hilarious. That's
Nice.
hilarious.
I want to see it
Hey,
because
let's look
that's
that
right
one
up my
up.
that's right up my alley. That's right up my alley. The spoof porn,
Listen, if you checked my browser history, you would see
tranny porn, gay
tranny
porn.
gay porn.
Now it's going to be bear porn because she's going to be looking up
Rawr.
big hairy gay men.
Good luck with that.
Mhm.
What'd you say?
And Legoland.
What they have like?
Legoland.
I have to, my son has his own
There's
login.
Legoland porn.
There's Lego porn.
Did
My
you
son,
say?
there
That
is.
is
People are sick.
hilarious.
My son has his own login on my computer, and I have every parental control known to man because he regularly Googles Legos. And I know there's some sick fucks out there who have done Lego porn. So I have his own Google account. It's set up to the super safest, like this kid is 8, please don't let him see any penises. And and so like he Googles Legos all the time, and I'm just waiting for the day when he accidentally
Mom!
finds Lego porn. He's like, Mom, what are the Legos doing? Be like, oh, stop. YouTube. They will pull us down for showing too much titty, but they will not pull down Lego porn.
I
Bastards.
had a picture reported on Facebook.
Really?
One of my photos. Do you want to know what I was doing?
What were you doing?
Watching Lego porn.
I was fake eating an ice cream cone. I can't really eat it because I'm lactose intolerant. I was fake
What
eating it.
happened? How
That
do you-
photo
Oh,
shoot.
I
The
got to
photo
see
shoot.
now.
Wow.
I was getting ready to say, well, wait a second. If you had the picture of you lactose intolerant, then how'd you get a shake? But you got the tea.
I got the tea, not
That's-
the shake.
that's
because
not really
then you'd
sweet,
see
but
me
it's
shake, and things would be happening over here. So I
She'd be
figured
gassy and
we'd
uncomfortable.
like you to come back sometimes. So I
You
figured
know what?
I'd, you know.
There's more room out than in. That's my philosophy on it. As a matter of fact, while I was waiting on Mr. Toxic to pick me up, I cut a few in the lobby of the hotel.
You probably could
Made
have cut
the
a few
seats
in the
rumble.
car, and you guys could have like done a dueling banjo with your ass steel in the car ride, because he's
I
quite
was-
the farter too.
I was too busy enjoying that air conditioner because he had it on freezer burn in the car, and it
Right.
felt absolutely
Oh.
wonderful.
You're lucky you were not here last week when it was 100 degrees with 30 to 40% humidity. It was miserable
So you
here.
do get humidity out here.
Monsoon season is right now, and it came early, and it's like kind of easing its way out, but we're expecting it to come back in about a week or two. You probably guys gonna miss it, but yeah,
I'm okay with missing humidity.
it comes right up
because-
from Baja, right up the big river. What the hell, the Colorado? That's what it is. Comes right up into our fucking city.
We have humidity in Ohio every day.
But it's not 110 degrees with humidity in Ohio.
It feels like 110 degrees with humidity in Ohio when it's 85.
Can you imagine that at 110?
I don't want to.
I didn't go outside for like 3 days. Like I went outside. We left early for work so that it would only be 85 while I was driving in the car on the way to work at 6:30,
Like
7:30 in the
literally,
morning.
if I worked out here and it was that hot and humid, I would have to lose my job, or at least have my boss put me in an exception for inclement weather, because I ain't going out for this shit.
Mr.
It's a wrap.
Toxie works, not only does he work outdoors, but in many cases it involves welding. Without going into what it is too much, but it involves welding. So he gets very, very ill sometimes, despite all of the efforts of
Yeah.
hydration and electrolytes and everything. It's just, it happens.
You can't be too careful with the heat here in Vegas.
Right.
There've already been some people who have died because they're idiots and they're out on the strip for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours. They don't take a drink of anything but alcohol, and they're like, "Oh, I'm all woozy and I feel funny and now I'm dead."
You know,
That's
exactly.
called
Right.
I
heat
do it with
stroke.
Yeah.
with our daughter, where she has soccer year round.
Mhm.
So she has soccer even no matter how late they go at night. It's still
Right.
hot.
And,
100
we
degrees.
were talking
And-
about that on the way over here, and,
Yeah.
and it made me realize one thing, that the best way to get a kid to go to sleep is to let them play outside in the heat.
Right, right. But I always tell her, if anything doesn't feel right, if you feel funny, if something doesn't feel right, you go to your coach immediately and you get off the field. There's
Mhm.
no
Right.
question, no, am I going to get in trouble? No, nothing. You know what feels right, and if something does not,
Do not
You're
over.
off.
Yeah. Do
I-
not.
you know.
Do not play
asked-
with fire.
I asked somebody yesterday how low does the temperature get?
It freezes here. It snows every year in
Really?
the valley.
On occasion, but
Really?
we have like 3 weeks of coldness in the winter, and then it's, pretty decent.
Well, it on average in the wintertime, it's 40s, 50s as a high, so we get down to freezing at night. We do have to, our pipes are all insulated from freezing because when it freezes here, it goes from like 50 degrees to 12 in like an hour. So we get cold snaps like that.
Wow.
Spring and fall are the craziest because it'll be 90 degrees during the day and 30 degrees at night, and you have to be prepared to get up with a snow coat to go to work and come home in shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's the weather out here is insane. It's the altitude combined with the desert where,
Yeah.
you're at 2,100 feet at the lowest point in the valley here.
Oh, wow.
So most of the valley sits at around 25 to 3,000. You realize the snow cap is only, another 1,000 feet above us. So
Wow.
there's snow on our mountains usually till July, but it's been unusually warm this spring and summer.
Is
so.
it only,
Yes.
Invictus asks, is it only 30% humidity? Is that all we get?
We got up to 40% last week with all the rain. The way it works here is it's humid and dungy all day long. Like, it's thick. It's like walking in soup. And then as soon as the sun goes down, you can see it raining up in the sky, but it's so hot it just evaporates before it hits the ground. So it's putting water in the air and then keeping the
That
water
would be
in the
something
air.
really cool to see, though.
It's very cool. But then at night, as soon as the last little bit of sun is gone, it is raging storms. Power lines blowing down, people getting flooded,
Wow.
electricity, because we have there's iron in our mountains. We're like sitting in the middle of an electrical storm all the time. We had our power go out once last week, and it flickered a couple of times.
Wow.
after
My
that.
power went out for. I shouldn't bitch about this. I grew up, I told you, we're like from neighboring states,
Yeah.
and they had some severe weather tear through last week. Tear through. I mean, my brother's sending me videos of trees uprooted in our father's yard, and it just tore through, and people were without power for days upon days upon days. Some are still waiting for it to come back on.
Mm-hmm.
My power went down 45 minutes. First it flickered on and off, and then it was down maybe 5 minutes, and then it went down 45 minutes, and I'm telling you, I was going to murder someone. I was like, 45 minutes, how is this possible? And I'm calling them, and I'm like calling the library, like, do you guys have power? Can I get a room where I can use a phone? And I'm like, does Starbucks have Wi-Fi? I need somewhere where I could be on the phone and on the computer.
Mhm.
And so I just could not believe it, and I'm like, if it gets any hotter, we're going to get ill. 45 minutes, and I was in complete panic mode.
Well,
Meanwhile,
45
these
minutes?
people who are in nice
I
humid
would
weather.
I would be in panic in 45 minutes if my power was out and it was 180 hell degrees outside.
Right?
The
I was,
humidity and power and storm
Oh,
surges.
And I'm
Yeah.
in there going
Man.
like, it's getting harder to breathe, like, just the heat. Meanwhile, my house has not cooled down that much in
Look,
45 minutes.
The difference between 76 and 78 inside my house is me walking around going, oh, okay, I can handle this. This is okay. And me turning into a raging cocksucking whore. Just a giant, mean, evil bitch because it's 78 degrees and it's so hot I can't stand it.
You
Yeah.
think 78 degrees is hot?
I keep my bedroom at 60.
Okay.
And I sleep
yeah.
naked with a
He's going-
sheet, maybe.
He's going to ask
Hey,
Cali Guy if he
look, I
could
was
come
just
stay at your
telling- I was
place.
You
just
know what?
telling
Cali
him.
Guy
He's
can
gonna
stay
be
with
like,
you because
yes, I
when
like
he
a warm-
sleeps at my house in the summertime, he has flannel pajamas he wears, and I have an extra blanket for him.
I
was
have,
literally
dual
just telling him on the
blankets
way
because
over here.
he'll have 3 fans on him.
And I have a window
You're
unit
a hot
just for
one,
my
too.
bedroom.
Yeah, I was just telling
Plus
him
the-
on the way over
you know,
here.
the
My
vents and
hotel
the
room,
fan
the air
pointed right at
conditioner
my
set at
bed.
61.
He can. Do you have a roommate?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Can you have one? You guys can sit in there together, freezing your balls off. Sierra will come down, hang out with you. Don't worry, we'll bring alcohol.
Yeah, speaking
And
of
so,
alcohol.
Speaking of alcohol, I have a box of alcohol that I don't drink, and I don't know. Okay.
Right.
I'm like,
I am
listen.
here for another 8 days.
We'd
I
like
was
to
going to
help you
donate
out.
it to a room at the bash somewhere, so.
Donate
I'm
it to
speaking
ours.
of
Have you
one
met?
of the guys that's at the party that's ending tomorrow. He was already leaving to go back home, and he had all of this alcohol. And I just happened to be walking back to the room to get ready to come here, and he said, So, would you be interested in some alcohol? I'm like,
What?
Roofied or unroofied?
right.
Doesn't matter. It's free.
Wait a second now.
Let Kelly try it first.
Well,
Get a pick.
well,
Mm-hmm.
it was. It was. He had it sitting in a bag with
Fuss.
a bottle of cranberry juice and about 6 cans of Coca-Cola, but it was two barely open bottles of alcohol. One of them was Bacardi Limon,
Mm.
and the other one was Kettle One.
You're like, bring it on.
I'm like, I'll take that right on up to my room and mix it with my gin and my Grand Marnier, and I will have me a motherfucking ball.
I love that. I love it when rooms share alcohol and they're like, bring a bottle, let's get drunk.
Right.
The room parties are the best.
I think I want to
Love
have a
the
room
Bring it,
party.
and we'll have a room party.
Yeah, I think I want to have a room party.
I know of. I will definitely hit up the Goatee Mafia's party Friday night.
The who?
The Goatee Mafia. They're a very popular group here on the West Coast. I believe their slogan is, "If you don't love your BBW, we will." And
I need to be a part of that group.
they're a bunch of very, very fun people mostly from California, but they've got some people who live elsewhere who come down too, and they all inevitably have a room party, and it's always a lot of fun.
I actually have one of my tattoos says "I Heart Fat Chicks" on it.
Oh, where's that tattoo at?
It's right here on my chest next to my heart.
Oh,
Aw. We're gonna get you one, Mr. Toxie. Right
a
there.
tattoo.
I heart fat chicks, and then I heart my lovely wife right there. Don't sound too thrilled.
When I
So you could tell a girl to suck $100 bill off your penis? Go blow $100. There you go.
That's genius. I like that.
That's awesome.
When I actually went to get this tattoo done, and it's not very big, but I had it on my phone. I said, "Here, I want this tattoo on my chest." And he looked at me and says, "For real?" I said, "Yeah."
Do you ever get flack from that from other guys about liking big girls and not?
I used to.
Mhm.
But not anymore. And it's only because they like them too now.
When they try, they won't go back.
Right.
Once you go fat, you don't go back. Is that?
Yeah, I can tell people. I tell ladies, once you go black, you never go back. And I got the best of both worlds. I'm fat and black. So
Like one of
yeah,
those
but
little
they
Debbie-
my manager, or he's no longer my manager, but he used to tease me all the time. He was like, "Dude, we could walk into a club and I don't have to worry about you talking to my girls because yours are over here and mine over here."
You're in the fat wing girl section.
Right. I'm chilling. Those are my video vixens.
But who more often would get laid? Most likely you, as opposed to him.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably.
I'm gonna go with you. You're very suave. You're very
Me?
very
Suave?
nice. But you're very, you're very suave, and
I'm like Charlie Wilson. I just came here to chill. And I think that's what does it for people. Like, what I've noticed is that a lot of ladies don't like when a guy's all like right here, like, "Hey, how you doing? You
You got a room? No, you want to come back
right.
to mine?
and I just chill and have general conversation, like, "Hey, what's going on? How was your flight?" Asking regular questions, and it comes from a genuine place. I'm not trying to be nosy in somebody's business. I'm trying to strike up a conversation.
Right.
Women
enjoy that.
Yeah, and I have noticed that.
A surprising number of women truly enjoy being engaged in real, honest conversation.
Yes.
I can tell you that is the fastest way into a girl's panties.
And it's funny because it happens sometimes, and I'm not even
Trying.
I don't even try, and I just start talking to people. Even though I'm a shy person, I have a very outgoing personality, so it's kind of hard to differentiate between the two.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll talk to anybody unless I have some type of feeling, like I'm feeling some type of way. I joke and laugh with people all the time, like in my office. I work in the corporate office for a huge company, and I see the executives all the time, and I crack jokes about the weather or wanting to go home or anything like that. But when it comes time to actually doing something, I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I could talk to you about that right now, but let me work on that. We'll get back to it. All right.
It's being appropriate in the appropriate times.
Yeah. Yeah.
My boss and I talk about German bondage porn, and that's okay. We do, really. It's very funny.
You know what? Me and one of my managers had a conversation. He told me what a twink was for the first time.
A twink?
Yes.
Oh, those are the adorable little really fruity fairy young boys.
That was last week. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, so this conversation got awkward, and I'm pretty sure that HR is like sitting right around the corner, waiting.
HR is always right around the corner.
So I mean, it is what it is, But...
So we haven't seen you for 2 weeks because it was too fucking hot to come into the studio last week. For those of you just tuning in, we were not on the air last week. We are on the air this week. We were not on the air because I got a call about 5 o'clock telling me it was 90 degrees in the studio. We still had 2 hours to go before showtime. It was going to be well over 90 by the time we got here, and we decided to savor the flavor of air conditioning at home.
Against my better recommendations.
Right, Toxie wanted us to do it in bikinis, but...
With boys fanning us.
That would be dope. And
we're gonna do a bikini show at some point this year.
They want the grapes and all that shit.
Yeah.
Doritos and McDonald's.
Right. Like you all know, you girls can get grapes. I'm like,
Big
more
grapes.
Doritos, please.
Like,
Big grapes smacked against.
Have you seen 7-Eleven's new loaded Doritos?
I tried them.
How are they?
It was all right. I mean, ask me again after I try when I'm drinking, and it'll probably be the best thing in the world.
That sounds like some really bad Taco Bell.
Probably, but at that point, it's... Yeah, it is.
You'll
find out I told you, this is a unicorn right here.
Yeah,
I'm like a unicorn. This sober is the last you will see. Next time you see me, I'll be drooling.
Alrighty then.
Hour and a half after we get there tonight.
I was going to say, don't you have a bottle in the car? Aren't you pre-partying on the way there?
I'm sorry.
Oh, no,
I have
you're...
a bad habit of that.
So, what have you been up to these last 2 weeks, Toxie Girl?
I have been very busy getting things together for our time off. So we're very excited. We're planning to just relax, chill. Mr. Toxie will be having a birthday while we are at the event. So
How old will Mr. Toxie be? 23.
No matter what age he will be, it will still be younger than me. Wait, let me tell you a really quick story. I got a text the other day. So Mr. Toxie is younger than I am. And
really?
So he is. And I got a text the other day,
Cougar.
and it's a and it is a picture of a receipt where they automatically gave him a senior discount. Now keep in mind, right now he doesn't look as old, but he just got a haircut.
He does have a lot of
pretty gray. Pretty gray. So they gave him a senior discount, and it was the best day of my life. The best day of my life. Like, I'm printing the picture out, framing it, setting it on my desk. Every time, I'm starting to feel old, I'm going to look at the receipt where they gave my younger husband a senior discount.
That's
well,
funny.
Wait a minute. If he's younger than you and he got the senior discount, which discount do you get?
I'm the hot young wife.
Oh, okay.
So when he came home, I kept calling him Hugh, and he was not enjoying that.
Hugh.
As in Hugh Hefner.
That is hilarious.
And I'm like...
Okay, so it worked out,
Mr. Toxie said he did get sex that night, so it was all right.
It worked out.
Don't
It was
you
all
get sex
good.
most nights, though? Aren't you guys like a little sex bennies?
We built it up on the weekend. We're weekend warriors.
Get rid of the kids when they have sex.
That's not true.
I know
It's
that.
not
Wait a
only-
second. Now, wait. I ain't been married in 10 years.
You're not speaking the truth. But if you want it to be the truth, I have no problem. let me just share. Mr. Toxie exaggerates. But if he wants his exaggerations to be fact, I will make it happen.
I think he exaggerates because then all the women around go.
They do.
They go.
They do.
Seriously, Toxa, you should be blowing your husband, who is amazing, more often. And of course, you feel pressured into doing it, and so you do
Oh,
it.
no,
And
no.
Mr.
I
Toxic
don't feel pressure into shit. What
She's like,
happened?
no, that ain't how I go.
The majority of my friends are single females, and he absolutely knows he does it. We were just at a party the other day, and he was over there in the middle of all the girls, and he was like, "Hey, yeah, I'm the one. I cook, I bake." I'm like, "You baked once, dude. Like, stop."
You made a birthday cake out of a box,
You made a
motherfucker.
fucking box cake. He's like, "I make cookies." I'm like, "They're pre-purchased. You slap those down." Like, I can even do that. But he's like, "I bake," and the girls are like, "Oh, you're the sweetest husband."
In his defense, you can't blame a man for trying.
I do not blame him for trying, and as he knows, I appreciate all of the efforts. I'm just saying.
Because food is food at
No,
the end of the
I
day.
appreciate it because I'm a shitty cook. And
Ah,
my daughter just
there
said
it
today
is.
my mother makes the best microwave mac and cheese. She told her grandma that. She goes, "My mom makes some killer microwave mac and cheese."
That's hilarious.
She's the type to burn water.
Yeah. I burn quesadillas. Like just cheese and tortilla.
They
Burn every
supposed to
time.
be a little burnt.
Yeah,
No,
until
in
like the
microwave,
fire
burn it.
alarm's like beep.
Wait, how the hell do you burn a quesadilla in a
I don't burn
microwave?
it
It's
in the
1
microwave.
minute.
I do it on the
damn it.
thing.
It's 1 minute on high, and cheese is melty, tortilla's hot. Like,
Right.
Poor
But
Lexington.
I have like no attention span, so I can't stand there over the stove and watch it. So then I'll walk away and come back, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to set the stove on fire. This is not a good idea."
That's funny.
So I made this I made like a hamburger helper the other night. And so halfway through, I'm like, yeah, I put everything in. I'm doing great at this. I measured it out. Like, this is going to be delicious. It's like an enchilada
you didn't
flavored one.
do it the right way.
No, I forgot to put the box stuff in there.
Oh.
So I have like the water boiling, and there's milk in there, and there's like
Noodles.
something else that had to be in there. But everything that was in the box, I did not put in. Oh, the meat. That was it. I had the meat in there, and I just.
But you didn't put any of the flavorings or the noodles.
Or the noodle. Yeah, it was like rice. Now the flavor packet. Nothing.
So that reminds me of a story. I got kicked out of a pizza restaurant in Sydney, Ohio, all because of Hamburger Helper.
What?
Yes.
Were they serving Hamburger Helper?
No. This is during the time period that I was married, and I had stepkids, 2 stepdaughters. They were 11 and 12 at the time, and the oldest one decided she was going to help us out and cook dinner for everybody. She was going to make Hamburger Helper. She burns it.
Uh-oh.
So we're like, you know what? It's cool. Don't trip. We'll just order some pizza. And we ordered pizza from this place, and I used to have this thing where I would jump from random places and scare the kids, like make a really loud noise, like, "Wah!" Just like scare the kids and, play with them and all that kind of stuff. And my wife was on the phone with the with the pizza place, and I happened to do that to the kids. Well, apparently I scared the guy at the pizza restaurant as well.
On the phone?
On the phone.
My God.
And he just started going off on the phone. Hung up on my wife. Thankfully she had gotten the pizza order out and they had already started making it. But he went off on her, hung up. She called back to see if we could get some paper plates and all that kind of stuff. And when she called back, he started clocking on her again, hung up again. The third time I called, and he hung up on me.
Uh-oh.
I'm like, it's time to take a ride over to this motherfucker, because we need to make sure we still getting our food, because we had kids to feed, And we get over there, and as soon as we walk in, I ask to speak to the manager, and he starts going all the way off, just get out of my store and blah, 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 and this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, you know what, dude? It's not that serious. Just get your manager. And he didn't get the manager. He calls the police. And tells them it's a white female and a black guy in there, and they're causing all this disruption in a carry-out pizza place. There's not even any other customers in the store at this point. And they didn't send not one police car, but 4
Of course they did.
for 2 people. And I'm like, this is some bullshit, for real. And I'm like, can I just get my pizza? And apparently, while we were at the store fussing with this guy and being accosted by police officers, the delivery driver left to deliver our pizza.
So she got the cops and your pizza too?
Yeah, but I ended up getting my pizza for free that night.
Well, that's good.
With extra sauce.
Yeah.
I don't know about the sauce, but I'm like, dude, all over some fucking hamburger helper. We laugh about it, and we laughed about it then too because it was funny. You know, like who makes that big of a deal over a game?
Something you overheard on a phone call that
Right.
wasn't even involving you.
Right.
That's crazy pants.
And it's all because my stepdaughter burned a hamburger helper.
Yeah.
That's good shit right there.
I like hamburger. I rarely buy it. But in this case, we had meat that I had bought some the other day, and we had some meat that we either had to put in the freezer or use. So I'm like, let's make it. We do like tuna helper.
Mm-hmm.
We like to put it in and then we bake it versus on the stove. So we do like tuna helper.
That's good.
But yeah. And I had a fabulous two weeks. That day we didn't come in here, I basically watched shows on USA all day. We spent 2 days with
I
friends
love
and
USA
swimming
summer
and
programming.
I do too. Love
That's fun.
USA.
Royal Pains.
All my favorite. And they can't put something on that I don't like.
Yeah.
I love everything.
I hated when they canceled Necessary Roughness.
They did, and I
And I'm
loved
s-
Necessary
That
Roughness.
was a good show.
And I loved it even more when they added John Stamos.
I know,
At
right?
first, I'm like, don't mess with I liked the show, but when they added him, it was perfect.
It was, but John Stamos ruins shows for whatever reason. In real life, yes, he's a giant douchebag, but he's at
That
least
yogurt
a decent
commercial that they
TV.
played during the Super Bowl was pretty funny though.
It was funny
It was
with the
pretty
Full
funny.
House cast.
No, the one where he was eating the yogurt and the lady, every time he spilled some on himself, the lady would lean in and kind of lick it, clean it up.
Oh, okay.
Then he kind of dropped it on his pants. He just, oops.
Yeah, that was pretty
But
funny.
but at the end, it had Danny Tanner and Joey.
Yeah, it was Joey with
Yeah.
an Uncle Jesse mask on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I don't remember.
It
that
was like
part
at
of
the
it.
end of that.
But
No, but it was pretty
Uncle
funny.
Joey, he just got married recently
Right.
too.
And most of them went. John Stamos went. I like John Stamos. I've also heard from a reliable source that he's maybe not the most pleasant person.
From a
He's
reliable
not.
Sometimes.
He's a diva.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
So that's all. Lots of
Um,
USA, huh? And sex.
Lots of USA, sex,
And
lots of
FIFA.
swimming, hang out with.
source.
Do you guys have soccer
friends.
on one TV at all times? Is that what's happening during
No.
this?
Although the weirdest thing is that, so my daughter had 1 week off of soccer. She gets like basically 2 weeks off a year. So she had a week off, but even though she does so much soccer, the only video game she plays on her iPad is a soccer game. So she'll sit there arguing at it, but
That wasn't a foul.
and she was at one point, someone binge watching Suits. Sea Cruise binge watching Suits. I fucking love Suits.
I haven't gotten into Suits yet.
Please start it and
Okay.
watch it, and you will love it.
All right.
And then we'll talk about it. They don't. I mean, I watch Graceland. There's some new ones starting next week. Everything's great.
It
I
is.
can't even.
Summer programming on USA. Good stuff. And a lot of it's usually, unless it's, like Graceland or something like that, it's usually shit you can watch with your kids.
It is. And actually, Graceland right now is the only one that we don't watch with my daughter. And I let her finally. Burn Notice just had its last season. She was never allowed to watch that. But at the very last season, I let her in on a few episodes and watch it. Because in reality, they're not, when they're blowing things up, it's not a lot of like blood and gore and everything.
No,
So,
there's some adult innuendo, but nothing more than she would see at home.
Exactly. And so she used to, it started years ago, she would watch Monk, and it was cute. She was little. And so in the very beginning of Monk, that's always when the murder occurs. And only one episode after did something bad happen during that we had to quickly cover. But she was little. She used to go around the corner for the beginning. She knew as soon as it came on, she'd go around, wait to hear the music, and then she could walk back over and watch the rest of the episode.
My kid, I let him watch medical dramas. I love medical dramas. There's always lots of blood spurting and bones sticking out of stuff. And I don't make him avert his eyes, but he's so sensitive. He's like, Mom, that's not real, is it? And I'm like, no, it's not real. He's like, it looks like it's real. Like, it's not, I promise. So he self-censors, which is great because he's my little princess.
Yeah, mine will self-censor too. So. If something's on, she does it a lot with Mr. Toxie here, where she will go, Daddy, that is so inappropriate. Again, it's nothing bad. He watches like real stories of the ER and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, but you don't put that on with her there. But it'll be the real stories of the ER and stuff like that. And she's like, this isn't appropriate. Can we change this?
She watched something last night. It's called Buy It Naked.
Oh yeah.
You buy it if it's a resort.
Right. It's like those house hunting shows, but for nudists. It's a great.
The whole community is nude, and they're showing everything. And there's these two guy and girl, and they're showing their butts. She walks in and she goes, "What are you watching?"
It's just butts, dude. You see that at home.
They turn around and the blur.
But she didn't get it. She's like, why would they sell houses naked?
Well, then
because
she lay down on the floor watching with me.
But
That's
because people like to be naked.
I think it's because she wanted to go get a house there.
Well, I got a Groupon travel deal for this naked resort in Jamaica. It's all literally all inclusive.
Yes.
I'm super excited. I'd love to go do that. I'm thinking
one that we went to, there was, or maybe I wasn't with you. There was one when I was with my mom, that there were 2 parts. And you can go down for the nudist down there or stay down here.
No, this one, the whole resort is.
Right.
Like, you could walk into the cafe. No, it's someplace in Jamaica. But,
hedonism is what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like,
so they lots of disclaimers on their website, which is like, the entire resort is clothing optional, so like you'll just be sitting eating your pancakes in the morning and some dude schlong might wander by, be like, well, I didn't order sausage, but
here's what we'll do next year, because you and I talked about this. I still think this is a fabulous idea. For well-rounded, we need to attend but stay at the Overflow Hotel, which has those big suites.
Yes.
And we need to go in on the suites together, and we will make it clothing optional.
I'm down with that.
And that's it.
And I know Cali Guy is, and I know Mr. Toxie is.
We'll put a little sign on the door. Please be aware if you enter, this is a clothing optional room.
Hell yeah.
And that's it.
No, we needed to warn them.
Clothing optional.
He said free balling.
Yeah, well, it'll be clothing optional, but we option the clothing. So as you come in, we'll have a whole bunch of. There'll be a little bit of handmade, like little tiny loincloths that everybody can wear.
There you go. Because I don't want to sit on someone else's ball sweat. So maybe if they could at least have a little cloth.
That is hilarious.
Sundays are naked, so the guys are all naked and the girls are in lingerie. What do you expect?
So he's gonna come hang out with you in your icy cold room, and you guys can just let the balls fly. How's that sound?
He'll bring liquor.
He'll bring liquor.
I wanted to drive home from my mom's the other night like that. We went swimming.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Any clothes.
Did you see the picture?
Naked?
No,
he didn't have a change of clothes.
Oh, okay.
So,
I couldn't imagine doing it. Like leaving. Like, granted, that's your mom or his mom.
My mom.
Oh yeah,
Well, the danger of doing anything with my mom is that she's just gonna get naked and not care, and it's a little embarrassing when you're like 12 and your parents take you to a clothing optional hot tub with your sisters, and so that's like a bunch of 60-year-old dudes and their balls hanging around, and you're like, I'm barely comfortable with my brand new boobies.
Pop up in the water.
Yeah.
you were born naked, so what the hell?
Well, I was still young. I hadn't grown into my comfortability yet. It was awkward in the teenager. Now I am.
See what happens.
Now I
This
am.
was how he ended up leaving my mother's. Those are his underwear and his work boots. And her fiance is much smaller than him, but stretched and ripped up a shirt.
I did
So
see
he
that picture.
could-
I'm
Yes.
about to say, yeah, I was about to,
Favorite shirt.
say,
He
you
did.
look
He
like
went-
one of the village people in this
He
picture.
does. Is that
Then I
not
got in
hot?
the
I was
car,
hoping
my
I got
kid
pulled
was
over.
super- I fell asleep and I just stuck my underwear and stuck them to the side and the air conditioner was just blowing on.
Yes.
He let the air
That
conditioning
is
blow on his
something
balls.
that's something that needs to happen when you just have on
Listen,
drawers in the car.
If you will let him come hang out with you in your room in the freezing cold air,
I just see the two of you just sitting around with
he's
fans
not
on
gonna
your ball
look.
sacks.
He's not gonna touch you.
No,
Just
I-
I
laying
will
there.
provide alcohol.
I have
can
I have
even
plenty of
exchange.
alcohol in my room. Like I said, I acquired 2 more bottles of alcohol.
You didn't know it would get this awkward when you agreed to come on, did you?
I've listened to the show.
Oh, thank God.
I've listened to the show. So.
There's nothing worse than having people come onto this show completely unprepared
And leaving.
and walking out. Yeah.
And giving the church finger like, you know what? This ain't our cup of tea.
You just talked about vaginas.
Yeah. There's nothing better than people going, I can't believe you're talking like this. Did you not listen to the links we sent you beforehand? Did you not come prepared for this? We warned you. We say fuck and show our titties. Well, our bras. You can't because you don't have a bra on today, do you?
Which I do.
Oh, you do?
I even wear bras at the house. I wear like sports bras to bed. I always
won't
have a
walk
bra
around
on.
naked.
No?
I will.
No.
I don't care.
Well, I know. I've walked in on you and your chonies before. So.
Yes.
Chonies.
I'm like, yeah, she's like, I'm on my way. I'm like, I can't guarantee my husband's even wearing underwear yet.
She pulls up and I'm in there doing dishes and I'm like, oh, she's here. I said, I'm not putting clothes on. She's like, I don't care.
That's
Coming in.
funny. I ain't there.
I grew up with my redneck hippie biker dad doing yard work in his tidy whities.
Oh wow.
I'll take out the trash. I don't care.
My son did that today. He ran out to take the trash out to the trash can, which still hadn't been brought in yet, in his underwear. And I said, did you seriously just go outside in your underwear? And then he looked at me all shocked, realized, I did just go outside in my underwear. He did not realize he was doing that.
Took the trash out one night. I mean, he does all the time, but he took the trash out in his underwear. And the next thing I know, I get a text from one of my daughter's teammates' mothers.
No, they're driving by.
They had just driven by.
You're like,
for
we just seen
something,
your husband's balls.
and they saw him out there in his underwear.
You know what? I
Wait,
will do stuff like that. You know, like if it's nighttime, and cause my trash comes, like the trash people come take my garbage on Wednesday mornings, and if I remember late, like on a Tuesday night, I get up and go right out there in my drawers and sit my trash out. No problem.
You got to have some big tonies to do it during the daytime.
No, he doesn't care.
I know you don't.
What's been going on with you, Sierra?
Not much. I was making that sheet. I was putting the finishing touches on it instead of being here at the show that Sunday night. I finished it up.
Sham wows.
I've been cleaning. I've been cleaning the house to get ready because when he's not there, I really don't care, and I don't have company over ever. So, you know. But I honestly can say my house is usually only 15 minutes from clean. I like it that way. Like it'll take me 15 minutes, a quick zip around, and it's presentable. Except for the 1,000 pounds of radio gear in the middle of my living room right now. But I've been doing a lot of sewing because I finally set up my sewing table in the living room, so there's like no room in the living room anymore. So I started out with the blanket, and then my sister asked me to do some maternity pants for her, and now I'm working on hemming up a
Do you
dress.
take requests?
I do, but you've got to remember that I am still beginner. Like, I could hand sew the fuck out of anything. Machine sewing is new to me still, so I'm still in the learning stages. But I could totally hand sew you any sort of pin tucked, whatever the fuck you want. But machine sewing, I'm still getting used to, and I curse a lot when I sew. My son was in the living room while I was sewing, and there's a lot of fuck it, god damn it, son of a bitchin'. And my son turns around and he looks at me and he goes, do you need some help? I'm like, no, I'm fine. Go back to watching your cartoons or playing the Wii or whatever you're doing. And then, Callie Guy's coming back on Tuesday.
Yay!
Yay, I'm so excited.
We have to see if Cali Guy's down for naked
He is.
naked bash next year.
He's totally down for Naked Bash next year.
Naked bash.
I can confirm that without confirming with him first, because I know my man, and I know that he is totally down
But
for
you
Naked
remember,
Bash time.
like, I will buy food and you will cook food.
Yes, I'm cooking. You
And
buy, I
will
cook.
buy.
Well, this year Bash hasn't started yet. We could still change it to this year.
I don't think are you guys staying at all?
No, because the Tuscany is literally 5-minute drive from my house.
Right.
So
Right, yeah. If you're both drinking and you want to crash.
yeah, Friday night maybe.
It's gonna be 60, so.
Awesome. I'm down. I'll be sleeping naked though, just so y'all know.
What do you think he'll be doing? As long
My
as
fur ball will be out, just so y'all know.
Your what?
My fur ball.
Fur ball.
My I have taught my son to have no shame for your body, which includes, occasionally you end up seeing your mom naked because we share a bathroom, so it happens. And he dubbed it my fur ball because I didn't tell him what to call it. He just came up with that on his own many years ago.
Yeah.
My fur ball. Mom, I could see your fur ball. Well, you walked into the bathroom, little man, without knocking, so...
I think as long as Cali Guy and Mr. Toxie don't cross swords on the way to the bathroom, I think everything is
No,
fine.
that won't happen. They're okay. They will keep the Schwartz within them.
Right.
Schwartz.
Just, on the way to the bathroom.
Oh, she would
That's
totally
true.
get on
That's
that.
true. I'm
So-
like, let's sit back and see where this goes. Grab a drink, Sierra. Come on, get over here.
So that's it. I've just been preparing. I'm super excited. It's been ridiculously crazy here at work for some odd reason. I'll have a day where I have nothing. I do my normal daily duties, and then I'll have a day where there's clients coming into my office all day long with one after another. And then we've been dealing with the air conditioning issue, which is kind of fixed, but it's not fully fixed, and hopefully we'll have that fixed this week. Ugh. So hot. But not much. Cali Guy, was there anything I should have covered that I didn't cover? We have 2 minutes, so it's got to happen quickly. Just so you know. Boxers looks like length is close enough. I have no idea what that means. Sea Cruise.
Anytime
Sea Cruise says he's from your end of the world. He's part of your PSC. He mentioned that earlier.
Oh yeah.
It could be a woman, but I'm assuming it's a dude. She talks. It chats like a dude.
What part?
Hold on. Kelly Guy said he's tall enough. He'd cross his sword with my navel.
That is true. You are quite a bit taller than him. You might
That's
accidentally
hilarious.
give him a black eye. No running in the naked room, just so you know. Everyone walks
Hey,
taller.
black eye. How'd you get that black eye? I tripped and fell on the sword.
Mr. Toxie turned around too fast while I was sitting down in a chair. He hit me from across the room with his giant balls.
You did not cover a bra shot. You need to give a bra shot.
Okay, bra shots then. Ta-da! I'm wearing ruby today.
Oh, I like that one.
I do too. I love how
Do
it
you see
sits
how
flat.
ginormous?
They're
It's
fantastic.
insane. I just want to bury my head in there and take a nap.
I actually,
You've done that.
I have.
I actually dated a girl who had size M titties.
Dang.
This is a big titties.
Well, she gave me a neck massage with them once, and it was like you need to charge people for that shit. Like, you want a titty neck massage? Yeah. All right.
Well, I have literally used the heat from my under boob to relieve tension in Cali Guy's neck. He's like, oh,
The
my neck
heat?
is sore. So I
Wait.
take my bra off, wrap my warm boobs around his neck, and it's like a little heating pad.
Yeah,
The
I did
heat
enjoy that. I
from
must
her
say.
underboob.
Under boob is very hot.
I love it. That's funny as hell. The heat from my under boob.
All right, well, we're done for the day. That's it, folks.
Oh, really quick. Does he have a second to give his info?
He does have a second to give
Please
his
give
info.
your website and info.
Yes, www.davebsoulonline.com. I am also on Reverb Nation under Dave B. Soul, Twitter under Hugs Malone Senior, HUGZMALONESR. I'm on Facebook,
Dave B. Soul.
Dave B. Soul, Instagram, Dave B. Soul. I'm on SoundCloud, Dave-B-Soul.
I'll have to go follow you.
Make sure you follow me. Make sure you buy my album. It's available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play.
And if you are at Well Rounded,
Yes.
you can approach him.
Yes.
And you'll have them available.
For $9.
Or you can approach us and
we're
it'll be available
broadcasting
for
Thursday and Saturday.
$25.
Can we have a couple at the booth to sell?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
come
yeah.
see us. Awesome. This is Sierra.
And Toxie.
Wishing you all a good night. And remember, everyone, fuck often.